Real Rap Coalition podcast. We back at it again with another episode. Here to review the Diddy Did It doc. And Diddy did do it. And we're gonna talk about all the shit that Diddy did. But before we get into that, pause, no Diddy. Who else we got here besides me, myself, black ass motherfucking Roots?
It is I, Doc Ock.
You know what? That's fire.
Thanks, man.
It's all right, man. It's all right, man. What's up?
What's happening?
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I thought more folks was gonna be on this episode, but I guess they didn't want to see all the freak off shit.
Might have some Diddy supporters in here, man. I don't know.
Yeah, man. There's definitely a couple of Diddy apologists. You feel me? But the Reckoning of Sean Combs is the name.
Wait a minute. Who the hell is Sex
call it.
Pest and why? Oh my God. Who the fuck is this?
I mean, that sounds like a name that I used to call people.
Who that?
Oh, you know who that is, bro. It's Christian Mingle.
We are back. It's the Sex Pest, man, the one and only Diddler.
Yeah,
on,
wait,
man?
what?
Nothing,
I almost
man. Don't
cheered,
mind
but
it.
I'm like, hold on just a minute, man.
That's a horrifying picture of Diddy right there, man.
Yeah, that picture is test
he
art.
literally looked like Megamind right there, bro. Like
that's a real photo too.
Cranium is big than a bitch,
bro. Because all the memory of the people he touched is up there.
That's wicked,
shit,
bro.
He be pondering a little too much,
from
man.
all the trauma he was handing out.
That shit is crazy, bro. Like he the same way that people use like Miracle Grow or all that shit, he rubbed all that baby oil on his forehead and it got bigger. Pause.
What's the character from the Hulk universe? Nigga had the gamma rays like drop on an open cut on his head and this shit.
Oh, I don't remember.
I got his name. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that nigga look like that nigga.
You might say
you can see the ridges of that nigga brain in his forehead.
I'm literally looking at this shit, bro. Like my Netflix is like on a cycle in the background. They advertising shit, so this shit is still #1 in TV shows today on Netflix, bro.
It makes sense, bro.
Like The Reckoning, you know what I'm saying? And that's given that this shit been out like 2 weeks already, Roots.
Yeah, bro.
I mean, that makes sense, bro.
Stranger Things took $500 million to make, and it got beat out by this documentary.
Hey, hold on, you can't lie though. Think about this. The title being The Reckoning is hilarious.
Of people in, let's just say, our generation, right? That are lifelong motherfuckers, right? Diddy, of course, Jay-Z, Dr. Dre, motherfucking, even though he ain't put out no records or nothing like him rapping, goddamn Suge. Like, we got a lot of iconic legends sprinkled out through our culture, just of our generation and our the generation before us, of motherfuckers that was heavily influential and not just rap and hip hop, but the way the culture was molded into what it is today. You know what I'm saying? So to have a fucking trial of any of these people, it happens every time. They did the same thing with R. Kelly. That's another one of the iconic people from our generation. You know what I'm saying? Our time span. And
you gotta understand that a lot of people like this, like they transcended just stardom within the music industry. Like they became, like influencers for the community, and you know what I'm saying. Like you seen this shown here. Diddy was partnered with Ciroc and shit, you know what I'm saying? And like that was a big thing. Jay-Z had his own cognac, and then he had fucking Tidal. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a whole lot of shit that like just transcends some shit where you become an icon and like
shit. Dr. Dre with the Beats by Dre. Like,
yep.
There's always some type of business move or something that these people make that has them transcend over anything that they had done prior. You know what I'm saying? And what's coincidental about all of these people, probably lesser on Jay-Z's side, though he had a little bit of scandal sprinkled in his career, motherfuckers be victims. It'd be a trail of victims behind these motherfuckers, some would say. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure a lot of people
You can't be a good like conscience having billionaire, bro. You did some bad shit to have $1 billion.
I mean, the more this type of shit happens, bro, I'm starting to believe that more and more that it's impossible to hit a certain net worth without stepping on niggas' necks like here and there. And it with this Diddy nigga, bro, like he made it an Olympic sport, a goal to rack up as many stepped on necks that he possibly could. Bro, that one thing that I fucked with just about the shooting of this documentary is the captions that they kept putting on everything. You know, we reached out to this person, we reached out to that person, we didn't get a comment. There's over 100 civil cases pending against. Oh, sorry, that
I'm
were
about to say there's only
claimed
77
against.
still
Right,
pending.
right. They were claimed against. That's 100 people, and that's not to say that it's only 100 people or a little bit over 100. Let's say round it up to 125. That's only probably a portion of the people that he dealt with on a regular basis, to where he dealt with this person for a year. He dealt with this person for 6 months. With this person, he only had a 3-month relationship with. You know what I'm saying? Like, this nigga was the most important nigga in hip hop at one point in time, and for a long period of time. And then he would take a break, or he would cool off or whatever, and then he'd do some shit and he'd get back hot. And now he's extremely relevant again, and to think, like, I kept saying this to my wife as I was watching it, like, the fact that all of this shit has been going on. The first scandal was in 91. This shit, I was born in 94. So all of this shit has been happening my entire lifespan. That's crazy to think about, bro.
Hey,
And
while we've been looking for this shit, Roots, I decided to just like look up, and I know it's not fully accurate because I'm doing this shit pretty quick. But
yeah,
like for comparison, I'm only finding about 10 lawsuits that was filed against R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? And so like that and that's probably just the major ones. I'm sure that there's more, but like that shows you, that because R. Kelly did some heinous shit.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, god damn, Diddy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nah, that nigga was putting up LeBron and Jordan numbers with his many. Like, this nigga had a Wilt Chamberlain game, bro, of
That
assaults.
shit is sick. I
Like, that's
also would
disgusting.
like to take this moment to say that this shit goes on to be another example of why 50 Cent was shot 9 times. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a childish individual, bro. Who, you know what I'm
No, this
saying?
is no
Like,
KTL. This is on a whole nother level
bro.
of petty, bro. Like,
Yeah, I'm about to
he
say,
been
bro. Like
fucking
he's
with
got
niggas.
beef
He been
with this
fucking with niggas for
dude.
years. Like, since we've known of this nigga, he been fucking with niggas. I think the first time I peeped 50 Cent on bullshit was that episode that he did of Beef, and it was him and Ja Rule. And just they would have other people, how they chop the interviews up, right? And they have them weaving in with each other, and everybody else is saying like some serious shit on the type of shit that was going on. And then they would cut the 50, and he like, I just don't like this fuck nigga. I don't fuck with him. Like, that's this nigga, and that's this
Bro,
times 1,000.
I'm not
You know how
saying
much money he had to put into this to have this come out on Netflix?
Sean Combs deserves a lot of the negative publicity he's getting.
100%.
But I can identify that and at the same time be like, okay, I'm going to be honest, 50, you don't care about all of these victims as much as you just want to see some bad shit happen to this dude.
Yeah, there's a such thing as sliding, and then there's oversliding. This nigga 50 overslid.
Bro, every
No pun intended.
episode of this shit begins and ends with the same fucking shit on the screen where it's that, he was charged with over all these cases and he was only found guilty of 2 of them. He served 50 months and then, time served and all this shit. They wanted you to know and pay attention.
It's like he's posing a question in putting that up. And every, he got charged with this, but look at all the shit that's
He
attached to
got
his
away
name.
with it, but he ain't
But
get
he
away
didn't
with
get
it.
away with it. Bro, this shit is insane, bro.
Hey,
Like,
Art, man, what you think about 50 Cent and his petty beef with Sean Combs? That's a bet, bro.
My bad, bro. I'm still at work and shit. Hold on.
No, it's all right, man.
No, y'all gotta remember it. Diddy did some shit to 50 baby mother, bro. Like this ain't just
Yeah,
some
yeah, he
shit.
did.
He don't just wake up and decide not
true
like this
that.
nigga. And
I don't
like
remember whether that was an inciting incident, though. I don't remember who started it. I'm gonna keep it a buck. It's the same way. I don't remember who started between John and 50, but like, you know what I'm saying?
Ja Rule, he was in cahoots with the niggas that shot 50. Like Irv
Yeah.
Gotti and all them niggas was in the cahoots with
Mhm.
them. Well, not they were just friends with them. So that's how it mainly started.
Salute to higher minds. But all right, so let's we talked enough about background shit. We're gonna be here for a while. Let's talk about the first episode. This is a lot of the background of Sean Combs. It's how he grew up, how he got
Yep.
his rise in the music industry, alongside Andre Harrell. All the people that he had, like even in the beginning, like it's some of the shit. I think Art mentioned it where he was like, I'm gonna be honest, bro. Like I just watched through his first episode and we not even close to the shit that I heard about that he was doing, you
And
know?
bro, what's so crazy? That's what this documentary did for me was I just thought of this before we started. This has never happened, but I would imagine it's like if you heard the instrumental of a song before you heard the lyrics with the
Okay.
instrumental. So you got these spikes of shit. You got the Cassie shit. You got the shooting in the club shit. You got the did he have something to do with Biggie and Tupac murder? And that was just a question that was just out in the ether for a super long time.
Mm-hmm.
But then you get this and it weaves all that together of what was going on exactly from the people that was around, what the build up, the aftermath, and the cycle of everything that was going on, bro.
I'm gonna be honest. This, like, first off, because I watched it like a few days ago, and I watched the rest of this shit today. But
Right.
also just because of the episode it was. This is probably the episode I feel like we can talk about the least.
Yeah.
So let's Sean Combs lived his young life with his moms, trying to emulate his dead pops, who he thought was like a real crazy drug hustler and all type of
Well,
shit like that.
hold on, because I don't I want to make sure the blame is evenly spread. His mama was the one that was dressing him up the way she was dressing him up. Like
Hmm.
she had the little nigga in a full mink coat at his pop's funeral, bro.
Hmm.
It couldn't have been that cold outside.
Well, like I say, it like she was living off the lifestyle that was provided by a motherfucker like that. And so
Yeah.
she wanted to like maintain it as a status symbol, you know what I'm saying, in that shit. So yeah, it's definitely partially her fault. I'm not, absolving that shit. But he definitely just wanted to be like his punk ass daddy. You
I
know
feel
what
like
I'm saying?
I feel like it's more than partially her fault. Like even in his adulthood, she was enabling him. So
Of course.
I mean,
Like it's to like where like I be thinking of this shit whenever these celebrities get in trouble. Like, damn, where your mama at? Like, where your pop? Where's your peoples at? While
hmm
you doing all this shit, like, are they seeing
hey,
this and rubbing your shoulders and saying
they,
everything gonna be
hey,
okay? Are they chewing your ass and saying, hey, you want some fuck shit? And
hey, they said
I
in
mean,
so
I don't
many
know if
words. My bad. They said in so many words when he was younger, she was throwing freak offs.
yeah,
Like, so,
Yeah, bro.
true.
See what that, bro? They crib had a big fucking disco dance floor and shit, bro. And that's the other thing is like she was one of like if you believe these accounts, she was one of them moms who like parades a kid around like a dancing monkey type shit, bro. She would have her kid come out and like, yeah, do that little dance for all the friends, and all her friends are sitting there watching, they're clapping and doing all this shit, bro. Like, I'm a kid, bro. Stop treating me like this.
Art. Oh, not Art. Well, but I was gonna say Art can probably attest to this. That's kind of just in Black culture when it comes to families. When there's a big get together, it's always some type of, hey, do that little dance or tell that joke that you told me the other day, or that's kind of a way that Black parents show pride in their kid. It's the same. It's the same thing as talking about, oh well, my son he made the football team, or my son he or my daughter she made cheerleading squad. That's how parents, Black parents at least, that what I know of, that's how they brag on their kid and celebrate their kid. So I didn't see, like, I heard that and I understand the twist that they was kind of putting on it to make it connect. However, I done had to do a few dances for my aunties before. Like it's a regular thing.
Here's the thing, like I know that like that shit happens like with parents and whatnot, like they do, but I just feel like in this specific setting, that's problematic. You feel me? Where it's like, all right, bro, we know what all these this is a grown folks party. You know what I'm saying? Like we know all these folks is in here wilding the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? So like I don't know that your kid should be like an entertainment piece within that. You dig? That's just my opinion, though. But
No, that's true. But and he was like, even all through all that facade, he was still they was still calling him a dweeb the entire time. Like
keep it a
he
buck, bro. He
wasn't
was a
cool.
dweeb. Like
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it was all makeup. Like even like when he was adult, he was like, yeah, this nigga was a nerd.
And then,
Like
like I say that, the other little dude, he was like, yeah, I grew up, you know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't have no brothers and sisters and shit. So, like, we was like brothers and shit. And he was like basically saying it, like, no, he was like, it's so overused and therefore watered down now. But like
Mm,
Diddy was the equivalent of that shit where they say like, no, you was a good kid, you got into the hood shit as an adult. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
like later on in life, and like it shows in the way
niggas
you
start gang
conduct
banging when
yourself.
they 28 and shit.
Yeah, and you know what I'm saying, it shows in the way you conduct yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, it
Um,
seemed like throughout his whole life he's just been trying to mimic what he thinks is gangster, and
but
we
Hell
heard
yeah, they used
people
to
say
dress
that.
Buddy up, Puos.
We heard people say that. You heard people here and there, like Suge and Tupac and people that was beefing with him say that, but it will always be spent because whenever it's somebody that's considered on a lower level talking up to somebody who's on a higher level than them, it's just considered hate, and we don't even attempt to see any type of validity in what's being said. But if you're around it and you are grown a certain way, and then you see something that is the opposite of what is authentic, you're gonna speak on it, whether this person is rich, poor, addict, whatever the fuck they are, black, white, Puerto Rican, whatever the fuck. You just gonna see it as non-authentic, and if you are one of those people that voice their opinion, you gonna say something.
Yeah. But like I say, you also get the glimpse into his early music shit with Andre Harrell and whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where like he was doing all this, like, bro, he was an errand boy, bro. Motherfucker told him run grab a tape and shit. He said he
And that
was
nigga
back in
ran a
like two
faux flat.
minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like he was an errand boy just trying to be a part of some shit.
when I
And
heard that,
it's crazy how so many different people have this story of starting out as a do boy, like not even necessarily a do boy, just like a person that was around. Like Vince McMahon didn't have any business being in the places that he was in to grow into what he grew into. He was
Hmm.
just around, and I guess because the internet wasn't a thing, and everybody was outside, people, not everybody, but outside was more of a thing then, where
Hmm.
it's a lot easier to get next to these people, especially in a place like New York, which to us is huge, but to somebody that lived there their whole life, This is Heavy D them be up the street, and Tupac come back and forth, and he be at this hotel, and he be at this club,
Yeah,
and
that shit
these are
still like that
places
to
that
this
I
day too.
frequent at.
Like that shit still like that. Like you can go to New York right now and see fucking Jim Jones somewhere in the corner store. Like,
But even at that point, bro, Diddy was a hoe. You know what I'm saying? He was out there like trying to fuck with some bitches he ain't had no business trying to fuck with. You know what I'm saying? Like he was just
The nigga had no line. Like, if you gonna be a nigga that take niggas bitches, okay. If you gonna be a nigga that take up the scraps and go for niggas side bitches, okay. This nigga was going and shooting at everything. He didn't give
he
a fuck whether you was the side, the main,
he
the baby mama. He didn't
consistently
give a fuck.
stepped over the line. He was a habitual line stepper. You know,
and it was like I'm not sure. Like Nick, first of all, niggas couldn't should have controlled that bitches better. Niggas should have stepped to him better. But yeah, I definitely agree with y'all on everything. You know what I'm saying? But like, I'm like the niggas just not take him serious. Like this nigga not about to get my bitch. Like
That's exactly what it was. They like, this corny ass nigga is not about to be able to pull my bitch, and then he do it.
but he waited till he had to get to a certain level of power first, because he ain't start. I don't think he started fucking with Kim Porter until he got a certain level of power, right? Like he went like I'll be sure was that like he said that he want to get to where he need to get so he can get these things that people had.
mm-hmm.
He's looking up to people. So yeah, like I'll be sure was that nigga. Diddy wasn't. It wasn't until Diddy became that nigga that he got Kim Porter.
But I'll tell you, bro, that like leads me to some crazy shit too, and I don't think people are, they're not talking about it enough for my liking. Diddy literally like found himself in a situation and shit where he went up and tried to sock a motherfucker in the face. And the motherfucker literally said, "Hey, bro, I'm feeling, I'm gonna let you make it. We gonna bend this corner and we gonna just scrap it out right quick." And this motherfucker hopped in the car like
Pulled
and
out a
he was like,
mixtape.
"Hey, yeah," he was like, "Hey, listen to this Biggie joint." Like, bro, what type of
Bro, that's
shit?
some of the most pussy shit I've ever fucking
Shout
heard,
out,
my nigga.
oh, yeah,
Did
You
shout
you
out,
tried to pull up.
shout out Eric
You
Sherman, bro.
tried to,
Like
bro.
that's
You
why I'm a
tried
fan.
to
I'm an
pull up
EPMD fan,
on a
man.
nigga and
Like
press some shit about a bitch that's not even your bitch. Missed. Like, you was in the nigga face, swung and missed. And nigga was like, all right, bet we gonna fade it. And the nigga hopped in and turned
And it
into
was
an
Eric
A&R.
Sermon, bro.
yeah,
Like
Eric Sherman.
you was beefing with Eric Sermon back then, bro. Like
I don't know. EPMD was one of them niggas. Some of them niggas back in
I'm
the
not even trying to hoe him. I'm saying like, bro, I don't know that I've heard Eric Sermon have beef with hardly nobody.
day. Oh yeah, right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you was in.
Yeah, I
And
would have
like
been
I
like,
say, you was
yeah,
like,
this
"Hey,
shit
yo,
hard,
you
but you
gotta
get
listen
respect in
to
your
this
face, bro.
Biggie
Like,
tape real quick. Don't whoop my ass." Like,
I'm like,
what?
yeah, this shit fire, bro. You getting punched in your face though. Like,
Yeah, bro, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'll listen to that shit, then I'm putting my fucking knee through your skull, bro. Like, I'm not
Bro.
finna like play with
What's
you.
dude? What's the flat dude from SpongeBob?
Flats the flounder.
flats,
Bro,
I'm
I'm
gonna
on
kick
the
your butt.
same shit. Oh yeah, that's cool. I'm gonna be thinking about that when I'm kicking your butt. Like,
That shit was crazy, bro.
bro,
But that's
hey,
the problem.
this
Like
nigga
he
got
felt like
bars. This nigga Biggie is fire.
it
I'm
is.
still about to fuck you up.
This all started when he thought he was untouchable when the incident at the basketball court though. Like once he
Which
felt
is,
like he could get past that, he was the
Yeah,
Teflon
if you
Don.
know,
Like,
you know,
I'm
you
gonna
know the
keep it a
issue with
buck
that.
though, bro.
Go ahead.
That specific shit, I didn't feel like was just that wasn't Diddy fault,
I
bro.
was gonna say the
And
same
That
thing. I
type of
said the
that's
same
shit,
thing.
exactly that's
bro.
exactly. I think I had this
We're
conversation with
all
somebody.
wrestling fans in here, bro.
Yep,
Wrestling
yep.
fans get like rowdy in the same way. Some tickets sell out. You know what I'm saying? Like they have some shit where they be like pushing and doing all type of shit. That same type of shit happened, bro. That's not fucking WWE fault if some shit like this happened there, bro. You know what I'm
Well,
saying? Like they
I
didn't.
think
They have to
the
take
more equivalent thing.
responsibility, but it's not their fault.
I think the more equivalent thing is, like, it's not Cody Rhodes' fault. Like,
Yeah.
it can be blamed on the security of the venue or the venue themselves or even the company, because they take precedence in hiring certain organizations to make sure that everything goes smooth. You know what I'm saying? Or they hire somebody that handles the hiring of the third parties that handle the catering, the security, the event setup, all that other shit that makes events flow smoothly.
It's
Which is
really some
why,
stupid ass
in
fans, bro.
comparison, and that's what I'm gonna get to. In comparison, concerts don't have this type of shit happen often. If it's some crazy shit that happened at a concert, like an indoor concert,
Like
niggas
Travis
went to
Scott.
fighting. Well, no, that there's the difference. Travis Scott was at a festival. This type of shit happens at festivals because the only thing that's separating the crowd at all is that gap that they have between the stage and the gate that they do in front of the stage to make sure motherfuckers can't go and jump on stage. And they got that gap right there, and it's like dudes, security guards in the pit to make sure nobody jump in the gate. Other than that, there's nothing separating these people. Like if you notice in concerts or comedy shows, the reason why there's sections is to break up the mass. It's a lot easier to control a smaller mass of people than a huge mass of people. And this is just the security guard in me talking. But that's why that type of shit is set in place. Whereas something like a celebrity basketball game in the hood where niggas is just pulling up, buying tickets for what they said, like $12 or some shit, $9 or something, and anybody can get in, and there's no organization to it. Shit like this can happen,
Yeah, I
and
think
it
I think
can
it's
be.
like my bad.
It,
I ain't want to get
it
too far off
can
this
be blamed on the event itself, or it can be blamed on the fans. At the end of the day, this is a bunch of individuals. They make their own decisions on what the fuck they do. So I didn't necessarily blame Diddy for that, but this definitely gave him a taste of getting away with it.
Yeah, but and you
Like
gotta
that
remember, like
wasn't
he was
his
mad
fault,
young
bro.
this time
Go
too.
ahead.
Like he was very young. He was what, like his early 20, if that.
He was like
And
19.
yeah, 19, 20. Like this is a responsibility of like of a teenager down there that's not really that famous yet. He wasn't worldwide known or nothing like that at
He
this
was
time.
hood famous, and that was it.
Yeah, this is actually the thing that catapulted, like that sparked it for him to
Which
get
was
that famous.
insane.
Yeah. So like, yeah, this like they put this blame on this fucking 20-year-old, 19-year-old kid. So this
Bro,
I didn't think this was
like
I
I
honestly
said,
like they didn't mention a lot of things that they could have mentioned and gave more time to than this.
it's not his fault, bro, but like he took that shit and ran with it, and that's some
So
goofy shit, like in itself. But also, within this same episode, what I'll talk about is that he was doing some more lame shit. You know what I'm saying? He was like recording him fucking on this bitch and showing that shit to everybody. You know what I'm saying? And like I think
with
that's weird and goofy.
As
I don't
people
give a
say,
fuck
pop
who
tape
is
on.
doing it. That's weird as fuck, bro. I don't give a fuck because they made the comparison to, I think it was, they said Al Capone or some shit,
No,
where
no,
he would
no.
come to the club and
Rich,
and and
Alpo Martinez,
Yeah.
Alpo, yeah, Alpo
Rich,
Martinez.
yeah,
They said, oh,
Rico
he would
from
walk around
Fatal
with a
Four.
camera and he would put it up on the screens in the lounge. It was lame when he did it. I don't give a fuck if he got bodies on his hand and he sell drugs. I don't give a fuck. That shit
Yeah,
is lame,
they
bro.
showed they
You
showed that they showed that in the movie, Paid in Full, the movie when Cameron did that shit. You should have
And
seen
if
when I
you're
put my
bro,
legs up.
if you're the type of nigga that sees that and says that's cool, first of all, you're lame. Second, you might be a little homosexual.
That shit, like that, bro. I almost, like I'm trying to be nice. I just almost did it off instinct. That lady, you know what I'm saying? Like she was fucked up behind that shit. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
bro.
And like I say, I'm not just like I'm not no weird ass pussyfoot. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, we're not clutching pearls here, bro. But
Yeah,
like that shit, you know what I'm saying? Like it's one of those things where like, why do you want to do that shit? You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like
Like
what?
what gain do you get
Yeah,
from
bro. Like,
from
I'm gonna
doing
keep it a
somebody that
buck,
way?
bro. That was like, I can't fully remember, but I feel like that was a pretty good looking bitch for her time. But
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
you in
Whenever
a,
whenever they were showing whenever they
you
were
in a
showing the back in the days picture of her,
scenario,
like she was alright
bro. You in a scenario where it's bad bitches all around, bro. You don't
everywhere.
get credit for hitting one bad bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a gang of them hoes, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, go do what you do.
And
Like,
if your work, if you good at work, your work will speak for itself. You ain't gotta plaster it all over the screen in the club. Like
mm-hmm.
hoes gonna talk. You know, like females gonna
And
talk when you
just to
when
make
you
it
out
a,
there putting work from bed to post. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna get around.
like, remember, bro, this is what his mother was projecting on him, bro. The cool life. This is what he think is cool. This is not right. Well, like he doesn't have a sense of what's actually is cool and what's not cool.
Yeah,
Bro, he
like I
didn't even
say,
have nobody teach him how to talk and pull bitches, bro.
yeah, like he was just like he was doing like goofy shit, like trying to laugh his way into a bitch draws and shit. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
bro.
Not through like
All I think
genuine
Kim Porter
comedy.
face, like this nigga, she got this one of the most fire R&B artists at the time is her boyfriend, and he all up in her face as an intern and shit. Like
Mm-hmm.
Well,
it's why you don't,
please go on
it's
a
why
date
you
with
don't do
me.
that
Please
work
go on a date
boyfriend
with me.
shit,
Like
bro.
begging her, bro. What's
Like, I'm
up?
gonna keep it a buck, bro. You bring donuts in the office, bro. You not clean. Like, you feel me?
At
But
all. Like, bro,
all this shit.
females look to level up. You're not even on her level and you doing this. Like, come on, bro. You you
So
are you are a bent knee away from begging on your hands and knees, bro, for
that
some
was how the
pussy.
R
And it's
and B
mad pussy
shit
out there.
worked at that time, bro. R&B back then was in the rain on your hands and knees begging for a crumb of
Yeah,
pussy. You know
yeah,
what I'm
true.
saying?
But that was
So
it. That was his mindset. You even in like the making a band days, like that, like you gotta work hard to get what you want. That's his whole mindset and what he strived for through his whole career. Like he wanted, like if he wanted something, he was gonna get it. That's his mindset.
Yeah. And the nigga went from begging to taking. And just that quick.
but yeah, so like all this shit leads up to the end shooting at a high level woman. No, it's not about that. Pujols said he wasn't trying to like you can shoot at whatever you want, but if you like his shooting was trash, bro. He
Bro,
wasn't doing no clean
his
shit. He was
shooting
just
is
like,
one cherry picking in the back court, waiting for somebody else to steal the ball and lob it to
and he
you.
was dirty macking, bro. Like
And
he
he
was
was
dirty
dirty
macking
macking.
like a
Like
bitch.
there's nothing cool about that.
Yeah, like he was like a little weasel, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, hey, when you going, leave this ugly motherfucker? Let me take you out and do that. Like, come on, bro. Like you get coffee, bro. If somebody's saying you want a coffee run right now, we might not see you for another hour,
Bro,
bro.
the nigga that you're dirty macking can send you to go pick up his dry cleaning.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? And that's but anyway, yeah, so a lot of this shit ends up like the wrap up of this episode, they talk about like how he fell out with Andre and then he went on like, you know what I'm saying? And Andre, because he still kind of fucked with Buddy, but he knew he was on some fuck shit, he was like, hey, you know what I'm saying, you go like you ain't gonna be a part of this shit no more, but I'm gonna let you, take Biggie with you. And you know what I'm saying? So he went and him and Biggie and whoever else, you know what I'm saying, they made Bad Boy and they started to like try to go off to
That's
the
a hell of a
racism.
gamble too, bro. What the fuck? Like
Yeah.
you got
Hold
somebody
on, because
that's a
I wanted
certified
to point out
star.
another thing
Who
about
else
this
said
Andre
dirty
dude.
back in, bro? Hey.
Hey yo, uh, but I wanted to say something else about this, and I don't want to pass judgment on an entire city of just how y'all conduct things, but there was a few of these pictures, and I've seen this with other people in that area and from that era. Y'all ain't got no problem like really being in each other's face, like like
Oh,
like arm
oh, now I said
around the
something about this.
shoulder, looking each other in the eyes and shit. Like that ain't uncomfortable to you, my nigga.
Hey,
Like
I seen it.
you
It was a
mad
picture of.
close to another nigga.
It was a picture of. You probably talking about a picture of him and Andre Harrell.
Yeah, bro.
And
They was gazing in each other's eyes, bro. Like
yeah,
what
and
the fuck is going on?
I've seen people talk about it like Jaguar Wright talking saying Andre he might have been on that Diddy shit too. He might have been the one that taught him.
I don't know, bro.
I wouldn't be surprised, bro. It's just and like I said, it be some old niggas from that area and from that era that just be mad comfortable being real close to a nigga like while talking. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like you gotta
Yeah.
nigga back up. Like I couldn't, bro. I used to have. There used to be people that I knew that they would get drunk, and they the type of drunk that they want to be all on your shoulder and shit. Like that make me want to fight. Like you up on me. Like you making me paranoid. You make me feel like you about to try to do something. Get away from me. But you
Yeah.
know
That
that's just
shit.
me.
Like I say, bro. He was basically given I don't even want to say like an allowance or whatever, but he was given some shit, you know what I'm saying, to
A
like
parting gift.
yeah, like a motherfucker sent him on his way. And I mean, hey, he made the best of it, you know, like
The
he went,
absolute best of it.
you know, he went out and made a motherfucker a real life superstar type shit.
But look, like just real quick, let's do like a what if episode. Like Andre Harrell was at the time before Diddy the biggest like record executive, whatever you want to call it, at the time.
Yeah.
Imagine it. Like, what would happen if Biggie stayed with him, and like he probably would have had a different sound, probably different different
He
career
probably
tactics.
still be
He might have
been
been
Art.
still
But
alive.
yeah, but
Yeah,
that's
like
that's where I
that's
was gonna go.
the
He
shit
would
I'm
probably still
concerned
be
with.
alive. He'll still be alive. Like that's the
Um,
main thing. But at the same time, it's a like a catch 22 because Diddy's connects is what made Biggie the
I'm gonna be
producing, the
honest, bro.
sound.
Let me make this parallel right here. A lot of people who are wrestling fans don't like, you know, they talk about like the WWE ruthless or not ruthless aggression, the Attitude Era and shit, you know, and they talk about like how great it was and like Stone Cold Steve Austin and all this shit, not realizing that the peak like of that shit was like 4 years. You know what I'm saying? Three,
Yeah,
4 years. The
I remember
same
I had
shit people don't realize. Biggie and Pac's peak was like 3, 4 years, bro.
yeah.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
And then like they
Which
was
is
dead.
insane because of all the content that you can pull from
Yep.
that area. Like
Yep.
the nigga Tupac had movies, music videos, albums, singles, radio hits, like merch,
yeah.
all types of shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you
That.
gotta imagine like all the modern rappers today, who would they be a legend if they died 3 years into their career? Like it's not
Um.
too many.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even
Uh.
Jay Z ain't even get popping until like his seventh, eighth year into his career. Like,
Yeah. No.
Well,
That.
so,
there
That.
are a couple. There are a couple that they, and it's mainly the younger people that give them this status. Juice World and X, they
yeah,
give
but they
both of
not
them.
Biggie, they not Biggie, they not Jay Z, they
Yeah,
not Pop.
of course they're not
Yeah,
that, but for that generation,
yeah, yeah,
they definitely had a esque type of movement.
yeah. But yeah, like
But
yeah, I always think about that too.
yeah, that shit right there, you know, is the fucking that's episode 1. So episode 2 more focuses on.
Hold on a second. Was the incident with Sean episode 1 or no?
No, that was
No,
episode 2.
that wasn't one.
Okay, okay.
I want
Yeah,
to say
so
that was
episode
actually 3.
2, the focal point is on him building Bad Boy Records to be, you
Right.
know, something large. Biggie and Pac, like the beef of everything, and
Hmm.
all of his like horrible business dealings, you know, with people as a member of like the high level industry and whatnot.
Hmm.
You know, so I guess the thing to begin with, you know, we got the little banner scrolling across. He may not have did all of it, but Diddy had Tupac killed.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a direct paper trail, confessions, everything.
That motherfucker Keith Lee was
Reportings.
on there
I feel
telling
like
everything, boy.
I think it's deeper than just what's been said, but yeah, I feel like he might have had a hand in it. Yeah,
Like that shit's fucked up, bro. And he was jealous, bro. He was a fucking hater. Like he was mad
Dead ass,
that
bro.
his
like I
artist
said,
like
it was
was cool with bro.
yeah, but it was other stuff that wasn't mentioned around that shit. Like they say he might have got Tupac's wife pregnant or some shit like that. Like there's a lot of shit that wasn't brought up.
Fuck. I mean, like I say, they shot Pac twice, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it might have been him or connected to him twice. You know?
No,
Even
I
even though
think it was 100%
the first
him
incident, bro, it
both times.
wasn't the first incident. Kind of blurry to me because it didn't seem like that was a setup to me. That sounded like a pure coincidence, but I could be wrong, of
Well,
course.
Well, I just like I
they
don't know.
pointed out that they didn't take anything.
Yeah,
Well, bro,
but
Little Caesar was sitting there talking about like that's what really got me was when he said y'all went down the fucking elevator and motherfuckers was hanging out there with guns like, hey, get back in the fucking elevator. Bro, like for there to be several people there with guns and shit, that's not a random run of the mill robbery attempt, bro. They was plotting and waiting on a motherfucker.
yeah, maybe
You know what I'm
I don't.
saying?
I could be wrong, but
Like that shit is just I don't, you know. It is
Yeah, I
blurry,
mean,
but like that's how I'm calling it, bro. I'm like, yeah, he definitely did that shit, and all like
and
I say, all
it
that
is
shit just because he
easy.
was like a
It's
hater.
easy to make it look like, oh yeah, Biggie want to set you up because he was there. You know what I'm saying? But it's just it's a strong no look pass. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. Because who's the closest to Biggie if it's not Biggie? It's Diddy. Who's the other person that knows where Biggie is all of the time? His manager, Diddy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So who else is gonna set this up but either Biggie or Diddy? And it was already on record. We got video of these niggas sitting down, having drinks, smoking cigars together, talking about their future, busting freestyles and shit, kicking it.
yep.
And then some months later, this shit happened.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
And like
so
even after all that shit happened, like Biggie wasn't even trying to be involved in that shit, but like Diddy was sitting there like talking about, nah, bro, you gotta do this and that, woo up the bam. That's why you got who shot you, you got hit him up, you know, all this shit like. That shit was
yeah.
it was instigated,
More
bro.
shit, more shit to come from niggas not just having a conversation. Like so much shit would be avoided if niggas were to talk to the source. Because a lot of this
Mm-hmm.
shit be the same thing in battle rap. It don't be the battle rappers fighting most of the time. It's they entourages getting too pissed, and now it's a whole melee on the stage because
Mm-hmm.
niggas want to ride for their mans, quote unquote.
I
You
don't
know,
know,
and
bro.
I feel like that whole in which we got in layman's terms, right? The East Coast West Coast beef produced a lot of shit. It produced Death Row. It produced Snoop Dogg. It produced um, uh, it catapulted Biggie more than he where he already was. And while this is brewing, because they're distracted with each other, the South was able to sneak through the door. Like,
Yeah.
so we got a
yeah,
lot of shit from that happening, but we lost two of the biggest rappers of probably all time,
yeah,
like within like 2 years of each other.
Well, bro, and it was
a
like,
year
you
actually.
got the little subtle shit too. I won't say subtle, but like the little shit off to the side too, where you're hearing motherfuckers from the Bad Boy label in the camp and shit say that like, hey, Death Row was popping, and he was like, hey, let's go be like them. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to like be the success in the way that they are. So like not only, you know what I'm saying, like your business model was to copy another motherfucker, or a
Yeah,
set of motherfuckers. Like that shit is ridiculous, bro. Like you was
but
like
it
you
it
built
all
some
goes
shit and it
into
worked, but like
but
you
it
wasn't
all goes
original at all.
into this nigga's personality of he's a copycat motherfucker. If he sees
Always,
something work
bro.
for somebody else, he's gonna try to do that. He's gonna replicate that as best as he can to try to get the same outcome, if not better. And I would say that he was successful most of the time in doing that.
Yeah, that's a fact. Like I say, they kind of just because this wasn't about that, so they kind of speed ran the whole Tupac death and all that Biggie shit and all that in here, but this was the episode that it was the most focused on.
Yeah.
The East
In
Coast
which
West Coast beef.
back to being able to fill in the blanks. Of course, I was way too young to even know what the fuck was going on, but it's something that I've always heard about. My dad used to play old hip hop, NWA, Biggie, all types of shit. When I was growing up, and we would have these conversations when I got a little bit older of what the East Coast West Coast beef was and what happened between Biggie and Tupac. But there was a lot of stuff that I missed. There was a lot of stuff that he didn't tell me, and I think this filled in a lot of blanks as to why everything happened the way it happened.
Hey,
And which
Roos,
it
let
can
me
all
tell
be
you something,
speculation.
bro.
What's up?
The thing that I took from this pause of necessary the most was that, like, this shit wasn't close. Like, the West was winning the fuck out this shit.
Oh yeah, they was
Suge
beating the shit
Knight
out of him,
used Diddy as a human shield, bro. Like, he grabbed that motherfucker and was like, "Yeah, they shoot you, they shoot me, they gonna shoot you." Like, that's fucking
bro. The
insane.
shit right before that, they said dude walked up, looked Suge in his face, and
Put the
shot
gun
his
on his
man's five
partner.
times.
Like, yeah,
Like what? That's
that's
insane. Like they niggas, it was really the wild, wild west, in which in some places it still is. But like even for like the celebrities wasn't safe. The option, if you cool with a nigga, you not safe.
yeah, bro. Like I say, I'll be damned. Like, it ain't no way I can keep beefing with a motherfucker that held me to block bullets, bro. At that point, like, how do you even get back at that? You know what I'm
Bro, the
saying?
nigga could have just snapped your neck and ended the whole shit. Like we just both gonna go out. Fuck it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that shit is fucked up, bro.
And the niggas,
Um,
bro, the niggas should, in which I can't wait for there to be an accurate documentary to come out about this nigga. This nigga beat somebody within an inch of their life over a car, a fucking
yep.
parking space. So I
Mm-hmm.
know he would have broke Diddy in half. Pause if necessary.
That's a
He would have killed that
insane
nigga
sentence.
with his bare hands.
That shit is fucked up, man. But yeah, like I say, and then you got, like, in the midst of it, you know what I'm saying, Diddy wanted to, like, go, play tough and, like, dance on the ops grave and all type of shit. So they, he doing all this shit. They taking a trip out to Cali. And, like, you can hear, bro, this whole time, like, Biggie didn't want to go do none of this shit, bro. He was
Facts.
like people often forget that, like, Christopher Wallace was not like a tough individual, bro. He was like a fat
That
kid
nigga said,
who could
bro,
rap
I'm
well
a
and shit.
rapper.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and he did not want to be in the midst of all this shit. That motherfucker was afraid because people wanted to kill him over some shit he ain't do over him rapping, bro.
He didn't even fucking know what was going on most of the time.
Low key, like, bro, they killed my former partner and shit. You know what I'm saying? And, like, there's interviews where, like, he talking about, like, how crazy it was when Pac died and shit. He's like, I wouldn't wish death upon nobody because you can't come back from that type shit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, a motherfucker like Diddy just wanted to go be, Billy Badass and whatever the fuck. And, like I say, it's like Buddy was saying that, like, they were supposed to be going to do some shit in the UK. And,
Which would
Diddy
have
was like,
saved
hey,
the nigga life.
he was
It
like,
would
hey,
have
cancel
saved
this
that nigga
flight,
life,
bro.
bro.
He was like, you gonna cancel this flight? He's like, why are we doing that? Click, hung up on his ass.
Cause we gonna have a party and dance on the grave, again, dance on the ops.
Yeah.
Nigga, what?
And Craig
You're
Mack
a
wasn't fucking with that
producer.
shit neither. Craig Mack was supposed to go perform at that club, and he just, like, he got scared of that shit. He figured Diddy was finna kill him too. Like,
It seemed like of everybody, Craig Mack was probably the most scared of everybody.
I
Cause
mean,
he was
yeah,
one of the first, like B-level rappers, a part of Bad Boy, and he wasn't getting paid nothing.
bro, he won
Yeah,
record
he
of the
wasn't getting
year,
paid. Like
Roots. He
it's
literally, like, on that bitch won record of the fucking year.
yeah,
And was broke the whole time.
he just got. I just seen an interview of that nigga, bro. Because he said he ain't, if I ain't getting paid, we ain't making no other album or some shit like that. And like in the interview was him, Puffy, Biggie, and Diddy talk about Craig Mack. Like, yeah, Craig Mack about to drop a new album. When you see Craig Mack face, like, yeah, all right, nigga. I'm not like,
Bro, every
Yeah.
time we saw Craig Mack, he looked like he did not want to be there.
no, he didn't.
Hey, I can't.
I think in which that was his ex-wife that they kept interviewing. I think this probably what ruined his fucking marriage. Cause like you can't
Probably.
even Like, imagine being the spouse of a nigga that can't make money. And any ignorant person would assume, oh, you just a bitch. No, this nigga would get killed if he spoke out too much.
Yep.
Like, the nigga that he worked for had the power to get rid of that nigga from this earth.
And has exercised this power previously, demonstrably.
And the crazy thing is, bro, like, even though he wasn't the greatest rapper, like that Flavor in Your Ear shit was like a massive hit. Like he was, like it was a very, very like remix and everything. Like so he definitely deserved to get like some type of recognition and some type of money for that shit.
That nigga wasn't getting a dime. The nigga had to ask Diddy, hey, let me borrow some money real quick so I can go get some food. Nigga, what?
And I mean, like, bro, that's how everybody was. Like, how are you making like these fucking million? Like, Buddy was sitting there. He was like, yeah, that was the difference between like between us and what's it called, and Death Row was like they was taking way better care of their artists.
Yeah, I don't wanna fast forward, but it was a part where Babs said when was it Babs or somebody from the band?
Yeah, it was Babs. It was Babs.
It said yeah, we in the contract it said we offer fame, not fortune, and she signed it anyway. Like,
but that's the thing. That's the carrot and the stick type of thing, right? Where you dangle pause just enough success to where it looks like you're in a better position, in which technically you are, but you still going home to the projects.
Yep.
You still going home to your lights might not be on.
It's just one of them things where like
so much work that you can't even afford to even worry about that stuff because you still got an album you got to put out. You still got a video you got to be in.
Like, low key, there's people out there that probably would go for some shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Bro,
like I feel
some
like
of the worst
Diddy,
deals in both
bro,
in all of entertainment is they just want to get out the hood.
Diddy probably would have like accepted being super famous and not being super fucking rich.
Right.
Keep it a buck. Like there's some people that just like want attention and shit. You know,
because they I think a lot of the times people assume that attention means money and it don't. Now today it's more likely to use the attention that you get to make revenue, but not back then.
bro, you gotta think about it, bro. Like
shit would happen, and then the world wouldn't know about it until weeks later in a fucking magazine somewhere.
bro, you gotta think about it, bro. Like we battle rap fans, we know Enes. Enes is a high mid-tier battle rapper right now. He's one of the lucky ones that made it out of he's one of the lucky ones that made it out of this Diddy situation. Like he's one of the
because he had battle rap to fall back on.
He had one of the moderately successful like other than that is who? Mary J. Blige and who else?
He had to run for cheesecake, bro.
Hey, I was thinking about that. Like that Diddy that's that Diddy mentality when he had to run for that tape. So he taking what he had to do.
That's exactly what I thought of whenever I saw that shit.
Yeah.
When you think about it, there is a few people that ended up making it out of the situation, like Mace, Mary J. Blige, Keisha Cole, different little people here and there that made it out of that situation.
Very, very his family. And Mace had his ups and downs. Pause. Like he turned to white Jesus and shit, and had to be a pastor and did all type of shit. He's just getting back on his feet with this podcast shit, for real. But
that shit is fucked up.
But like everybody else is dead, sick, fucking had to return
or just fucking broke.
Or insane and fucking.
Bro, that's the other thing you gotta remember. The co-founder of Bad Boy was homeless while being a co-founder of Bad Boy.
Mind you, this is the godfather of his kids, bro.
Bro, Diddy literally strong-armed a motherfucker out of 25% of the company, bro. And like just said, hey, I gotta make this move. Yeah, I'm gonna get it back.
Stood over that nigga with a baseball bat, bro. Man,
mind you, the nigga Diddy can't fight.
If he missed with that bat, it's over with when it comes to a nigga that know how to fight. You could have scrapped that bat away from him and said, nigga, now what?
Yeah, you could have caught. You should have caught that nigga slipping somehow, bro. Like, yeah, I don't know.
I'm not fucking with it, bro. Like,
But
but is there
he
anything?
kept people around him that he knew he could be over.
Yeah, that he
He
could
never
do
put
that to.
anybody near him that could surpass him. And once they did seem like they were starting to surpass him, he would either bring them back down or push them far away from him to where they could go out and drown on their own.
What is there anything else on the second episode that we need to talk about? I
No, I
mean,
don't
like
think so.
Biggie got murdered, you know what I'm saying? And like that shit was like some whole shit in itself that people are
Oh, they
you
made that
know.
nigga pay for his own funeral. Like,
Yeah, well, I think that was in the third
Crazy.
episode
oh,
though.
the third episode. Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
No. Because
that is
I just watched
insane.
the third. I just watched the third episode today. They wrapped up everything about the death. They ended with Diddy going into his solo career. Like the
They
nigga
did.
literally had Tupac killed. That turned into Biggie getting killed, and the nigga just danced his way out of it.
Bro, he got that nigga took off the magazine cover, bro. That
Yeah,
pissed me
so
off
he
right
could
there.
be on that hoe. Like
Yo, that
because he
shit
Bro,
was
pissed me
like,
off.
bro,
and
and like, cause
back to the visual of this documentary, right? They got all this shit that they done, talked about of him being involved with gangs, and said gangs were the reason why Biggie got killed and Tupac got killed. And he even in his street dealings, he wasn't paying niggas. The niggas that went and killed Tupac, he promised them $1 million, broke it down to 500,000, and then didn't pay them the 500,000.
yep.
So the
And a motherfucker like that
niggas
did
just
that
killed a
shit,
legendary rapper for free.
bro. A motherfucker did that shit and got cancer and ended up dying. So he was like, yeah, I ain't gotta pay for him. You know,
That's
like,
crazy, bro.
yeah, that
But
shit is
in
fucked
but
up.
they end all of that with this nigga doing the Michael Jackson two-step in a circle around whatever that famous
I ain't
white
gonna lie,
man was that was singing "Every Breath I Take"
that shit is
And
on
way funnier than it
stage.
should be, bro. That shit's not funny as hell, but it's funny as hell.
bro, like
No,
you are a piece of
it's
shit, bro.
funny.
He
It's for
made a
sure funny, just the
motherfucker,
fucking visual.
bro. He made a motherfucker pay for his own funeral, bro. Like
That's
what type
fucked,
of
bro.
fucking shit?
That's fucked. He took a deal that he had already written up for Biggie to get paid, and rearranged it to where he was able to pay himself based off of the work that Biggie did, and nobody was around to check him on it. He just did it and put that into his solo career and launched himself into further fame from fuck shit.
Yep.
Yeah, so we can go ahead and get into the third episode at this point. This was the one with Shine in them.
Yeah, motherfucker. Like this is just where Diddy started wilding and doing like some more shit. You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't even know
Like
if
it
you can
was
say
gun
started wilding, but
violence.
he
Yeah.
he he definitely got more free with the shit that he was doing.
Well, it's like this shit here is talking about like his gun violence with folks and shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Like, bro, you out here, you tripping the fuck out, bro. Like, why are you
Bro,
busting bottles in people's head?
the amount of times that he was in the news for some violent shit, you would have thought he'd have served some jail time somewhere.
Nope. You know why? Because Shine served the jail time. He said that
Crazy.
motherfucker was really saying, he was like, bro, I was sitting there trying to tell the court, like, they going up there, they asking two bullshit ass questions, then, like, resting. And, like, bro, y'all clearly trying to fuck me over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's fucked up, bro, when you in a situation where even your lawyers is hoeing you. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, what
And
do
if
you
he
even do
not
at that
paying
point?
his artists, you know damn well Shine didn't get a fucking penny.
I was
No
finna say,
he
green
you
didn't.
dot,
know, he was paying
no
them
no
lawyers.
commissary,
That man came out a
none
Jewish
of that
rabbi,
shit.
bro. Like he came out and became a Jewish rabbi, like in Belize.
Bro, he wasn't paying artists, but I guarantee he was paying them fucking lawyers.
Yeah, he paid the shit out of them lawyers. I'm talking about when, in Shine's case of that nigga did jail on his fucking own.
Hmm.
The nigga you went to jail for, I know he didn't give you nothing.
Well,
You
like I
just went
say,
to
it wasn't
jail and
even
that was
like
it.
this wasn't even like an agreement between them where like, oh yeah, just go serve this time and I'm gonna take care of you, whatever. He didn't have a choice of doing that shit, bro. They was involved in that shit, and Buddy decided, hey, you can take the fall for this shit. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no agreement of none of that
There was
shit.
no
Hell no, he didn't
conversation
take
about that
care of
shit.
him. Like,
And to think that this is a situation that, like, imagine you and your partner go to a party or some shit. Your partner starts some shit with somebody. You trying to protect his life. You up a pole.
mhm.
Somebody gets shot. Couple people get shot, and then you go to jail for it.
Yep.
Not only do you go to jail for it, your partner is scot free, living
Hmm.
his best fucking life while
His
you're
prime
rotting in
years, mind
jail
you.
for a
This,
decade.
these are his prime years. He got a solo career. He got making a band. And all of that. All this time is while Sean is in jail.
Ah,
Yep.
bro, I know that nigga was sick, bro. Sick, gotta be. Every time you turn the TV on and flip past MTV, it's this nigga just in some shit,
Dancing, just dancing, doing some dumbass shit in the video and
bro.
camera.
A lesser man would have killed themselves. A
Uh,
lesser man would have killed themselves in
I
that fucking
mean,
jail. I'm just
that
in here rotting the fuck away, and you are dancing on me, bro.
no, that's a fact, bro. But like, also, you know, a different man would have came out to jail and not become a Jewish rabbi. You know what I'm saying? Like,
True that.
he would have
Yeah.
thrown his life away. Like, you already took
Yeah,
like
like nigga, I done
10 years
already
from
spent
me,
10.
bro.
I'll go back. Fuck it.
You know
That
what
nigga
I'm saying?
came out with an accent, bro. Like he can't.
Boy was saying
Somebody,
L'chaim and all type of shit.
somebody else was it Loon? Loon also like got super deep into religion. Like it's a couple people that got super deep into religion. Mace, Loon, Shine. They like they playing on to God. They probably they seen some shit or been
Well,
through
they
some shit.
spent so much time with the devil, they needed a change in life.
Yeah,
Yeah, that shit's fucked up, bro.
Like this nigga, like Demon does not describe well enough the type of shit that he was doing throughout his career, bro. Like it
I said
truly
that, bro.
doesn't.
Like it ain't like they ain't saying it ain't describe a lot of stuff.
Bro, I mean, like, like I say, I'm trying to make sure I don't cross the streams with episode 4, because, like
Yeah.
I say, like in this instance, bro, I believe it was this. Was this the episode with Lil Rod and them?
Mm, yeah. It was towards the
Because,
end of this
because
episode.
this
Yeah.
motherfucker, like, bro, they was sitting there working on a project and shit. Lil Rod say that Diddy, his son, and a motherfucker like walk into the bathroom and shit, and he hear gunshots, and this motherfucker shot somebody in the bathroom at the studio, bro. And
And
he
then
say
went
he's
and
sitting
stood
there like,
outside.
yeah, like, well, and he's like, hey, you know what I'm saying? He say the ambulance parked like 3 blocks away and shit. You know what I'm saying? And like he trying to tell him to come down there, like, no, we gotta wait on the police. Like, bro, a motherfucker's dying, bro. Like, what are we talking about here?
Yeah, and Diddy's
There's
son
I
they
don't
on
know if
some.
there's enough promise of fame to make me just be an accomplice to some shit like that, bro.
Yeah,
Bro,
Diddy sons on some fake little gangster shit right now, bro. Like they threatening niggas, they beating up people, talking about don't talk about my dad.
Nigga fake.
I imagine, bro.
The nigga went into the bathroom. It was Diddy and his son. One of them two motherfuckers shot G.
I'm gonna keep it a buck, bro.
I'm
I
gonna
don't
think
want to
I'm
go in
gonna
the
I'm gonna go
bathroom
And
on
with
a
I
limb
my
and
don't
say
think it was
it
pops.
was
Diddy.
Diddy. I think it was Diddy.
I don't want to go in the bathroom with my pops, bro. Like,
You
just
know,
With
there's
between
not
you
a
Diddy?
and me,
bathroom big
goddamn.
enough
Oh
for me
no,
to
but
be a
they was
full
doing
on adult
more
in
they
with
was
my
laughing with
pops.
their pops. They
Yeah,
said
yeah,
it was
no,
they was
you right. But
yeah.
hey, and the
He
other thing
gas
that needs to
family.
be addressed, bro, that we haven't addressed over like this episode and the last one is in amongst all this fuck shit that's happening, bro. Diddy's getting a lifetime achievement award, and
You're
he's
right.
getting the key to the fucking city,
Insane.
and he's getting all this
Absolute
shit, bro. Like,
nasty fucking work. I can
bro,
understand the key to the city thing. That's a New York thing. You got motherfuckers like Taraji P. Henson and Kanye West, two of our what we see as greats in the entertainment industry, just praising this nigga. And I know, I understand that it's it's scripted. I understand that he probably knew months ahead of time that he was getting this award. But you also know that these people that are presenting this
yep,
award and these people that were famous around that time, they're in the circles that this shit is happening in. The shit that we're learning about here and there in the news and hearing the full story on this documentary, they know people that were in these circles. They know people that have seen shit and they've heard stories from eyewitness accounts of bullshit that this nigga was on.
yep,
Hey, I want to go back a little bit because I think it was like probably in the first episode or second episode when they talked about the controlling of like the media when it comes to like trying to like sympathize with Diddy and shit. Talking about people were saying, oh, it ain't no, ain't no
Well,
crime in being
they
freaky.
come after rappers like this all the time.
Like, no, but like they like it was a tactic though. It was a tactical thing to do that for like certain people. Like, oh, it ain't a crime to be
well,
freaky. Like he ain't do nothing wrong.
bro,
Like
I'm a,
they
I'm
was
gonna be
putting that
this
out there.
guy, bro. Like, is it like part of what this shit was? Is that motherfuckers like was talking about like, oh, like using the excuse of like, oh, this is just them trying to tear down a powerful and successful black man, and what I'm saying, like ruin an
I hate it.
icon in the black
You mean
community.
you
I
mean
And
hate
like
it.
it's
like
like one
you
of them
mean
things where like, bro, they're not attacking him because he's black in this instance. He was raping people
no,
and fucking
not
like
even that.
doing
Look,
all type of shit, bro.
not even
It's
that, bro.
like,
Like not even that. Say he was innocent of all that. We know he wasn't, but we seen this nigga on camera field goal kick his damn wife's
yes,
head
in the
off.
fucking head, bro. Like, and
Like,
that's what I'm saying, bro. It's like one of them things where, like, that's true in a lot of instances where it's like targeted attempts to, like, ruin black icons. This is not one of these instances, bro. This
Bro,
guy,
mind you, we haven't seen Chris Brown get an award since the whole Rihanna shit.
Chris
We
Brown,
haven't
ain't
seen
been
him
allowed
get
to run, like,
recognized for any goddamn
bro,
thing.
Chris
he's
Brown
still
was like
getting
the biggest artist in the world for a while, and he will never perform at the Super Bowl, bro.
for something he
Like,
did when
just
he was
because of that
18 years
shit.
old, bro. Like,
Like,
he's,
and
he,
then
He has not lived that off of his record yet
that man is,
of public perception.
and that'll be 40 in a few years. He did that shit when he was 18. Like, it's
like,
crazy.
Meanwhile, this nigga is drugging motherfuckers. Like let's talk about that. Like
I
just the
was waiting
constant
because I think it
cycle.
was all in episode 4, but yes,
It was sprinkled back and forth between episode 4 and 3 of his fucking habits that he had. Like and the crazy thing, right? I would have never known. Like it's something that you kind of just assume that celebrities dabble in drugs here and there. This nigga was a full-on addict. He had a drug regimen that
bro.
he went
Hey
on
man,
a
when I
day-to-day basis.
I'll skip ahead a little bit, bro. When they talked about the shit that they found in the fucking hotel room, bro, he had little bags of MDMA and ketamine mixed together, bro. He
Bro,
had
you're
pills.
go back
under investigation.
go back
You're
to where
under investigation. Why do you have this
And
stuff
I
around
remember when
you at
we was
all?
sitting there talking about that shit that like he was making his security and shit do that shit too.
no,
Like,
to go back to where to what Roos was saying about never knowing that he was on drugs. I stopped putting stuff past people when I found out Demi Lovato was doing heroin, bro. I would have never expected that shit. So,
That's a hard ass drug to just be
so
doing too.
I
You
ain't
yeah,
right.
have like once I found
You
out that shit,
absolutely
I was
right.
like, okay, anybody can
That's
be a
a
drug addict.
bro. That's not even like a that's not what they call a sexy drug. That's a poor people
a
drug.
sexy drug.
Like the last famous person we knew that was on heroin was fucking Ray Charles, and that was in
I,
the
hey,
40s and shit.
Wasn't Kurt
I live in the
Cobain
heroin
on
capital. I
heroin?
know.
Who?
Kurt Cobain, wasn't he on heroin?
I'm pretty sure
I
he
to
was
be
on
honest,
shit.
I really didn't know that much about that nigga. To be
Okay,
honest with you,
but
but it's possible. Hell,
yeah, that
even
shit,
bro,
bro.
I hear heroin, and I think white poor people. I do not think successful black man.
I see heroin addicts every day. I live in the heroin capital, so like
Yeah,
they don't look
that,
like Demi
that is
Lovato.
crazy.
Yeah, bro. But yeah, like bro, he had that, and like I say, the biggest shit to me, which like we'll talk more about, was this motherfucker was putting drugs in the baby oil, bro.
What
Like he was
freaky
drugging
ass? What kind of
the
freaky ass
fucking
chemist, scientist do you have to be to figure out how to put drugs in baby oil, my nigga?
bro to where like
Hold
like
on,
I'm
hold
gonna
on.
be honest, bro. Like maybe during all this shit you end up ingesting some of that shit, but most of that shit you would have to be able to get the high through your skin. You know what
Now,
I'm
while
saying?
we
Like,
on this subject, and while we talking about the person who put that detail out, pause when I say this. Pause,
oh goodness.
bro. Why they was collecting this man's semen
Yeah,
for a year?
Nah, that's
for like
insane,
a
bro.
long period of time, bro.
I'm
First
cool,
of all,
bro.
hey, look, it took
I'm
him a
cool.
year. It took him a
There's
year to realize,
to
hey, what are they
say
doing?
something, and he said he was getting. He said he was getting 6,000 every 2 weeks, right? That's a cool little bit of
Something
money.
like, well,
That's
I thought
not
he was
enough to
saying it was like
buy
a
it.
2-day
That
session
should
and you get
not
six
be
grand.
enough for niggas to be collecting
Bro,
your splooge, bro. Like
first of
that's
all,
insane.
like why? Like if you like, I would have like, come on,
The
bro. Like what?
Bro,
bro, the
you have
funny
to
shit
think.
to
You
me
have to
is
see
that,
that and think they're trying to clone me or some shit.
bro, no, the funny shit
That's
to me
exactly what
is
I was
that
about to
like
say.
he said that like he did that shit, like, and he like pressed the issue about it one time. He's like, hey, like why y'all doing that? And Buddy like gave him his answer, and he said they never did that shit again after he asked him like about it. Buddy was like, oh
Nigga
man,
said, oh shit, we're caught.
yeah, he's catching on now. Like,
Shit, he
I'm
probably
gonna be
like, oh, I got a year's worth. I'm done. What I'm supposed
I'm
to
gonna
do
be
now.
honest, bro. Like I like and that's the thing. Like, cause I was like, well, how can a motherfucker like do that shit? But like he was probably like, it's crazy. You bring a motherfucker in to fuck your wife and shit. You know what I'm saying? And like baby oil, drugs, all this shit, and they still like, but you still make a motherfucker wear a condom. Like, all right, bro. Like everything else, but like we gonna be safe with this part. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's like wives that give they husband a pass to cheat, but say don't kiss her.
That shit is funny as a bitch, bro. Like.
They said that man Diddy used to walk downstairs with a mask on and
In a
accent.
southern
Southern,
accent,
Yeah,
bro.
he had
southern.
a T-shirt tied around his face, Art, and he called himself Frank Black. But then you got the fucking, they're showing the shit of like one of his stories where it says Frank's MacBook and shit. Like he really thought that he was gonna be able to hide like that, bro.
Bro, they even said that the drugs that they found when they arrested him had the name Frank Black on it.
Yep,
How long and how many crimes did he use with this alias, bro? Like
bro.
that's insane.
That motherfucker was literally, bro. He would have them go for days, fucking, while he would watch, bro. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like at one point,
And
she
he
was
was
like,
there like
"No,
a fucking porn director, like the just
yeah."
calling
And then
out
like
plays and
she's like,
shit.
"Hold on, bro, I gotta, like we can't be doing this all like for this extended period. I got a career and I got this and that." He was like, "No, this is your fucking job, bitch." Like, damn, bro.
no,
And
no,
again,
you see,
again to fill in like the fill in the blank shit, right? So I was young, like middle school, when I heard Me and You, and I thought that shit was dope. And then it seemed like I just stopped hearing from this bitch. And then I saw her in fucking Step Up too. She was dope in that. And then I stopped hearing from this bitch again.
yeah, she came out. I remember she came out around the exact same time as like Rihanna, like like they both came
And
out in
I
that
had
same.
her, bro, off
A
the
lot of people
off the
did.
rip. I
I,
had her over Rihanna.
I remember, bro. That was the 106 part. It was her, Rihanna, and like Tierra Marie. Like they was like the
I
three
just
newest
think that
people.
like back when like that bitch had that haircut and that bitch was just like I fucked with that shit heavy. I thought that shit was like bad than
Yeah,
a motherfucker.
Yeah, that little bang shit she had
Well,
going on,
like
and
the
then she
shit
went
with the
that
cut
like the
short.
shade head.
shaved on the sides joint,
Yeah, nah,
bro.
that shit was
Like,
cold.
but like, bro, here's the thing, and possibly controversial take here incoming, at least for our our purposes.
Mm.
You can do whatever you want with your wife, bro. Like if whatever y'all get into, if y'all into some shit like this, you know what I'm saying? Go handle your business. Do what
Yeah,
do
I'm gonna
what you
judge you, but you
do.
can do it.
But bro, you can't. Hey, come on, Pujols, bro. But you can't like you are drugging people and then having them like for days, bro, do some shit. That's at the point where like, all right, you're overextending your reach here, bro. You're exercising like control and whatnot for this shit, bro. It's no way, like, pause, but it's no way you can still be turned on after about hour 14, bro. Like, there's no
You
shot. Come
can
on
on
now.
drugs.
Come on,
On
bro.
on all the drugs that this nigga was on
He's not
all the
drinking enough
time.
fucking water roots. He's drinking Ciroc. Like,
Yeah, that shit
gonna be
crazy, bro. Like,
dehydrated as a
I
bitch,
mean, but
bro.
hey, I'm not sure.
Well, the thing is,
Pause.
we
That
never
man is
saw,
a
like,
professional
bro,
at what he do. I
this
don't know what
whole
I don't know how
time.
that works.
Yeah, bro. Like this whole time, we never heard nothing about Diddy collapsing, blah blah blah, or Diddy spent the night in the hospital doing blah blah blah. Like the only time that
No,
we ever seen anything about this nigga getting injured, in which I'm just talking about from the perspective of the documentary, he like fucking tried to slit
His
his wrist
own
or some
wrist
shit
and
like
shit.
that over a female,
hey,
and that was it.
remember
They
though
said that
when
shit
he
was a
first got
freak
arrested.
accident. Like,
Remember when he first got arrested and shit, we had the news articles about him having IVs and all that shit like at the house. So
listen, bro.
he was overly
That
prepared, bro.
that fucking guy literally, like, bro, it goes back to what we were talking about earlier. In his hotel room, they found 10 bottles of baby oil and lube and shit in the tub with another couple in the nightstand, bro. And it, like, mind you, his hotel room was him and his bodyguards and shit, bro. What was you using this for? You know what I'm saying? He ain't have no hose coming through. Like, who was
I
freaking
mean, he
off?
probably did shit.
Like, come on, bro. Yeah, they was putting GHB in the fucking baby oil, cuz. Like,
In which I didn't even know what the fuck that was. I had to look that shit up, and that shit clear like water. So I kind of see how you can put that shit in baby oil.
it's not a how to me, it's a why. Like,
Nigga, the why is let's get high and fuck. That's all that nigga was
I
thinking.
just feel like at that point, like, you need to do some self-examination, bro, because why have I gone this far over the edge to where, like, this is what I gotta do.
Well, see, this is the thing, and this is one thing that I think a lot of people were saying in their interviews, but they didn't say it. They only said it in so many words. When you have so many people around you and they are not only not disagreeing, but they're encouraging you and they're cheering you on as you're doing all these things and they see everything that you're doing. His bodyguards, in which this is the shit that fucks with me, because you can't get on this documentary and say, yeah, he used to be there all the time. Nigga, where was you?
Yep.
What were you fucking doing? Because you were letting all of this shit happen on your watch of him beating this bitch and then beating this bitch and then cheating on this bitch with this bitch and then putting this kid in danger and putting this person in danger and sexually assaulting this person. And bro, there all of these things, all of these crimes that he was committing, there was somewhat of a crowd present for a majority of this shit because y'all have so much shit to recall from it. You're
Roots.
the problem.
Let me
You're the
tell you.
enabler.
Let me tell you something, Roots. March 9th, Biggie died. Every year after that, that motherfucker would call up that same male sex worker to engage in some shit, bro. He
That
was
is
celebrating
fucking
the death of
evil, bro.
Biggie. Some freak shit, bro.
It's evil as hell. Why
Like,
my dead friend is anniversary. Let me go fuck
That was
somebody.
bro,
that was his.
that's
Hey,
sick,
some
bro.
conspiracy theorists would say that that was his human sacrifice.
That is sick,
Uh,
bro.
that
Like,
is like that is weird as hell.
I don't know, man. Like I say, all of this shit, like, pause comes to a head whenever you like they have the big trial of like all these different civil cases and shit, and they
Mm.
talking about Kid Cudi, and they talking about
Oh yeah,
Capricorn,
we
whatever her name
so
was.
so yeah we now we getting into episode 4.
hmm And so like all of that shit is happening. And do y'all
Yeah.
really believe that lady got kidnapped or not?
I do.
I mean, how they explain the story, that can definitely be categorized as a kidnapping. Like, you go nowhere until we're going to. So
Bro,
yeah,
as soon
So
as you tell someone they cannot leave, it's a kidnapping.
I think that she probably told the truth. But what I will say is something that I thought of while I was watching this. Like a perspective that hit me again was that
Mm,
like it's one of these instances where we know so much about Diddy or like what we've been told and like all this different shit
mm,
that like even if that's not true, they might could just pin that shit on him and we would believe it because of the other shit that he did.
right.
And I think that happens a lot where like people pad cases against people, in this instance of some shit like that. So I do think that
I
that's
have
something that's
a
open for
quick question.
interpretation.
I have a quick question. Do y'all have a possible guesstimate percentage on how many of the civil cases are real as opposed to somebody trying to get money?
listen,
I'll
man.
say he probably did at least 80% of that
I
shit.
was gonna say about 80 and 90. Like with the Bill, like I remember like the Bill Cosby shit. I like what Dave Chappelle said. He ain't raped 100% of those people,
Yeah,
but
but
he
he
didn't
raped. He
not
definitely didn't rape 0% of these
like
people.
yeah, he didn't do 0%. Did he did most of this stuff for sure,
Yeah. And so, like,
and
but
more, and stuff that he's not even getting arrested for. Like,
well, yeah, I mean, bro, clearly they not charging him with the Biggie and Tupac shit. Like,
Literally, because they
so,
couldn't. Like
not yet,
they
not
don't
yet. They
have.
still working on that.
But you can say not yet, bro. But a majority of the people that was involved are dead. Like that's what it comes down to, bro. A majority of the people that were involved in the deaths of both Biggie and Tupac
And
are
He's
dead.
still he's still talking. He's still trying to get his time short. So
Shit, the only other person that's around to be able to recall shit is Suge Knight, and he's a gangster. He not gonna say nothing. Nigga said on camera, I would not tell you if I knew, in which I think that was him telling us that he knew. If I knew, I still wouldn't say nothing. Which I
and I
mean, if that's
mean,
the rules that you go by, more power to you. That's that's the life that you live, and so you have to answer the people behind that shit if you were to say something. But you know, you would think that a motherfucker would have a conscience, but at the same time, this is the same nigga that beat a nigga half to death over a parking space, so I don't put it past him.
that parking space shit's so funny, bro. Like, he was mad as a bitch. Like,
Bro, he ran a nigga over, hopped out, and pistol whipped that nigga, bro.
speaking of which, that motherfucker, one thing that I want to address real quick, that motherfucker was sitting there talking about Diddy doing all that shit, and he had that fucking music video where he borrowed his car and shit, and Usher was sitting on the hood of that bitch, and he came back and his shit
With
was all
jorts,
fucked up, and so
nigga
like
had
he
on
had to pay to
jorts,
get it
a
fixed.
basketball
Yeah, he had a
jersey, and
Lakers
Tim's.
jersey, bro. Like,
Nigga got his car back, and it was all scuffed up and dented on the
he said
front.
Diddy had to fix that shit. Like I say, bro, he wasn't paying artists, but he was sure gonna fix the fucking hood of that car, huh? That shit
Yeah,
is
man.
fucked up. But yeah, like all I mean, we see it at the beginning and end of every episode. He was only found guilty on 2 counts, bro.
Which
You
was
know what
the
I'm saying? Like, which is
racketeering and
he was
the
it
what was
was
it,
it was like
prostitution.
transportation to like commit prostitution, whatever.
Yeah, which are
And
very simple charges. So him getting 4 years makes sense, especially with him being as famous as he is. It makes a lot of sense. I think two things. One, had that court been held in another state, I think it would have been went completely different. And if he had just a little bit less connections and money, he'd have got way more fucking time. Like we've got, bro, the nigga Tory Lanez shot a bitch in the foot and is serving 10 years max.
yep.
This nigga got all of these allegations, some of which have a lot of proof and eyewitnesses. He got 2 charges
The fucking
and
guy
50
blew
months,
Kid Cudi's car up, bro. Like,
in which they didn't even talk about that
no, they
part.
didn't. Like,
Like that's another one of the things that I heard about. I was like, oh yeah, because I was a Kid Cudi fan, but I didn't hear about this until later.
I don't know. See, man.
Oh yeah,
I
Diddy
was,
blew up Kid Cudi car. I was like, first of all, those are two very random names to put together and then slap a act of violence in the middle of it.
yeah. All they talk about was that about him being the third wheel to his where they go at?
What?
Him and Kid Cudi, they mentioned Kid Cudi at something like Cassie asking if Kid Cudi
They
can
was
go
like,
somewhere.
they
Oh,
was
going
like
hiking.
hiking, bro.
Yeah.
You thinking,
Nigga,
bro? You thinking you just about to go on a little hike real quick and get some pussy? Next thing you know, your car is blown up and your
I'm gonna be
dog is
honest,
killed.
bro. I wouldn't like. I'm
The
not going
niggas
on no
killed. The
hike for
niggas
no
shot his
pussy, bro.
dog, bro. You know how pissed off you got to be at a motherfucker to shoot a nigga dog out of anger?
that's why Kid Cudi going through the mental problems, mental issues he got now, bro. He got been getting stressed out. Niggas trying to kill him.
That boy just wanted to
Over
sing
some
day and night,
pussy.
bro.
That might have been what that song was about. No. That came out in like 2009.
Yeah, I'm
Never mind.
about to say, bro, that shit
There's a
was way
song
back.
somewhere through his catalog, and I might go looking through that shit tonight to find which one is about Diddy.
But yeah, that shit. So, like I say, he went through all that shit, and there was like a whole lot of accusations levied against him, but he only got found guilty of 2 of them, and I think he's already out, isn't he?
Nah, he's still in.
Really?
Yeah, nah, he's still in. He got arrested in 24. He got sentenced at like the end of 24.
Well, they gave him time served, and I didn't know like how much that accounted for.
Well, yeah, the
I
trial,
think he
he
still
got
got like 2
arrested in
years, bro.
September, and he was only in jail for like a month before they started trial, and then trial was like 7 days.
Yeah.
I think they gave him 50 months. I think they gave him 50 months or some shit like that.
Yeah, they gave him 50 months on the spot, which
So I don't think he get out to like
it
27.
equates up to somewhere around 4 years.
He might get out early though. I don't know. I don't know how that works.
Ain't no
Money.
Mike. That nigga's for sure getting out early.
Yeah. So he might see him next year on Gail
Y'all
King.
seen that shit where he sent 50 Cent flowers at the club and shit? He was like, man,
Yeah,
what
the
kind
nigga,
of
yeah,
soft ass shit is
he really
this?
think he's Don Corleone, bro. He really think he's like a mob boss.
I mean, hey, bro, when you get away with enough shit, bro, like,
This man 50 about to play
eventually
Balrog in a
start
movie,
believing
bro.
your
He
own hype.
Nah, the fact that you had enough time to learn how to box like a video game fighter and put together a Diddy documentary, like how much money and time did you truly have on your hands?
And he just got more time added on. I think he got added another month added onto his shit because he got caught with that jail wine.
Bro, that
White
motherfucker,
nigga got caught with the white lightning.
Speaking of which, bro, that motherfucker was sitting in the courtroom and they was finna get on his ass and like put him in contempt and shit because he kept looking and nodding and shit at the fucking jury. That shit funny as a bitch. Like
nigga sitting in there, damn, y'all.
Oh
damn,
yeah, that one,
like,
and
that's
it was
crazy.
that one stand out ass bitch that was talking. Yeah, you know what? He was looking at me, and I was like, I'm a fan.
I didn't dig on that. For one, I don't think you should be interviewing the fucking jurors of this shit. At the end of the day, their life could be put in jeopardy just by talking about this shit. And I'm pretty sure it's like illegal even after the case to talk about the inner workings of the case.
The one Indian nigga was real about that shit though. he went with that.
Nah, that was real. That scenario that he gave of it takes 2 hands to clap, that made a lot of sense.
He was like, he was talking about like, yeah, I'm not a big music guy or rap guy, so I didn't even know really much about him and shit. And that shit was funny to me.
That nigga might have been one of 2 people out of that 12 people.
Yikes. But is it? I don't know, bro. What else? Like, I feel like we're coming to the point where we can just like give a final verdict on all this shit and get out of here.
A couple things. For one, I feel like they missed the opportunity, but they missed it. But at the same time, the people that are at these freak offs, because they only talked about one specific type of freak off. There's always been talks in the universe, in the famous universe of there would be a Diddy party and then a Diddy after party. There's always stories that come about from these Diddy after parties, right? And none of them were actually spoken on in this documentary. Um, Another thing to add is there's actually another part of this coming out on YouTube soon of like the extra shit. Like there was extra shit that didn't make it, and so this is like the last part of the extended version of the documentary. So I actually can't wait for that. Like, yeah, so I'm waiting on that for sure.
Art, what do you think about all this shit, man? I feel you.
Good talk.
Yeah, this shit right here. There we go. He's
No, no,
trying
no.
to.
My mute don't work.
All right. Well, what's your
It's
final thoughts, Art?
working now, bro.
What's your final thoughts, my nigga?
Yeah. No, I'm trying to, bro. What's up? But it was a very good watch, man. I actually watched the first episode twice. That was the most tame one. I wasn't gonna watch all that shit twice, bro. Caring about that freaky shit. But it was good. A lot of stuff was left out that I wasn't expecting to hear. There was a lot of stuff that I didn't know. And there was a lot of stuff that I did know. But this is a very good. It was honestly wasn't as slanderous and like hit job-ish as I thought it was gonna be. Like especially at the beginning of the first episode, they was really almost damn near sympathizing with him, talking about his upbringing and why he is the way he is, which most
Yeah,
documentaries.
the first episode was definitely
Yeah.
bibliography.
So I was surprised at that, but it was a good watch. It was very well done. And yeah, it wasn't amateurish. Of course, it was Netflix and a lot of money was put in, but it was a good watch. I fuck with it.
I'll give a last few things. I think I already spoke on the fact that a lot of these security guards and close friends and y'all are part of the problem. I don't give a fuck how much you try to paint it as, oh, he was so powerful and da da da. Anybody can get punched in the face. And if you real enough to punch a nigga in the face for a good reason, you would do it. And if you cared to, you would do it. But a lot of y'all was just being pacified by the money that you were getting, a little bit of what it was, and the fame and notoriety that you got from being next to this nigga. So that's a few reasons why you didn't say anything. And now that he's locked up, you feel that you're free to be able to say anything. But here's the fuck shit about petty people, petty rich people. They don't forget anything. So I would advise to be careful. Another thing that was super cool about this was again the all the fill in the blanks moments. So I had a general idea of the inner workings of what Diddy was to hip hop culture, and so yes, he was a mogul, but he had his hands in a lot of different shit. No freaky. The nigga had several artists, singular artists. The nigga had several bands that he put together and they did well. Like the nigga was somewhat of a genius when it came to business. It's just he was also a fucking rat. Nigga was also a piece of shit. He wasn't fucking paying anybody. And probably the reason why we don't have as many of these artists that are still active is because they lost it. They were paused, sucked dry of all of their talent and skill by being around this nigga and just working for fucking clothes, which that's pretty much all I can say that they was getting was clothes and notoriety. And I can't blame Diddy for all of that because you signed the paperwork. It's niggas probably that got that same offer that said no. And they're better off without it. So I can't put there. I like to spread the blame equally amongst everyone who deserves it. And some of y'all that decided to put the microphone on and talk to whoever the interviewer was, y'all got some of that blame to share. But I think that's pretty much it for me.
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of the moral of this story, partially is that absolute power corrupts absolutely.
Mhm.
Anybody, just about anybody that gets to this level of success and notoriety and whatnot, influence in a culture, they end up misusing the power that they have because they have their own vices, their own proclivities, and things of that nature that just end up costing them, but ruining a lot of lives along the way.
For sure.
This is not a lot of this stuff. There was some new things that I learned about and whatnot, but a lot of this is not new information. It's just kind of finally packaged in a comprehensive, thing for some of the people who may not be familiar, and for the future generations to look back and see, okay, well, this is what this character was. Like I say, it's done
Yeah.
out of spite, so I'm not necessarily looking at it as an attempt to deliver justice because a motherfucker
Yeah.
just did this shit to be petty. But I'm
Yeah.
hoping that a side benefit is that, like some justice is served and, some things happen good for the people that were victims. There are definitely some people that put themselves in, these situations. But, like in the example of like Tupac and Biggie, there were some people that were just caught up in a web of some shit that wasn't directly involving them and
Hmm.
unfortunately are no longer with us as a result of that.
Yep.
So with that
And
being said, I don't
to
know
add
where
another side to that, just real quick, there were also people that were taken advantage of as far as they're young, they're very impressionable, they're just looking to get out of whatever situation they're in, and this is the next best thing. And predators prey on that. That's their fucking fuel
fame
to
rarely ever
find
comes without a
somebody in a lower
cost.
spot and pick them up. You said what?
Fame rarely ever comes without a cost, and a lot of
For
that,
sure.
is evident right here.
Hmm.
But the the biggest moral of this story is that like Sean Combs is a piece of shit,
For sure.
for several reasons: bad business, domestic abuse, sexual abuse, just different things that this motherfucker did and should not have been doing. You know what I'm saying? And the people that he has left along the way. I'm sure that there's some people that he helped as well, I'm sure, but I don't know that
It
it
doesn't even
doesn't
out at all.
outweigh,
Right.
like it's one of those things where like just everybody has a different account. People, some people think that Vince McMahon was a great guy to them, but he
Hmm.
did a lot of horrible shit, and so that's just how that boils down. So yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, I kind of wish it would have been a longer documentary. 4 episodes seems kind of short, but seems like they addressed a lot of the shit that people wanted to know about.
For sure.
Art left, so it is what it is. I think motherfuckers are still trying to do Welcome to Dairy after this, so y'all stay tuned. Like, comment, subscribe if you made it this far, and we got some more shit coming. Friday, we're watching Jingle All the Way.
For sure. Uh, for those who watch this and are wondering, hey, where's the next episode of Game of Thrones? We fucked up. There was a lot of shit going on. A lot of motherfuckers had, shit going on in their schedule and shit. But we will be back with that this weekend, so don't worry about that. We're probably just gonna go ahead and just review the thing that we were supposed to review, and then move on and make the progression the week after as if nothing happened. So yeah, man. Appreciate those of y'all that pulled up. Make sure you hit the like button, join the Discord, follow the Facebook page so we can start live streaming on there. We appreciate y'all pulling up. Peace the fuck out.